Hi there, this is a quick review of the Logitech MK850 keyboard and mouse combo with some things you may want to consider before purchasing them. The keyboard comes in a decent enough box with minimal documentation apart from some schematic instructions printed on the cardboard insert and also the obligatory safety and warranty document. The keyboard is powered with two AAA batteries with a reported lifetime of 3 years, which I think is the cause of some of the problems that I'll highlight later. There are two choices of elevation for the keyboard, which is a fairly standard feature but a good thing to have. The surface of the keys has a Sparky Road type finish which looks pleasant enough, but coupled with the key action makes the whole keyboard feel somewhat sticky to the touch. The mouse has a similar finish and is made of a more rubber-like material, which gives the sensation of feeling yet more stickiness, and even after a few days becomes difficult to keep looking clean. There's a button behind the scroll wheel to select notched or freewheeling movement, which is a nice idea but not something that I think I would make much use of. The main reason for my choice of the MK850 was its ability to pair with multiple devices, and this is where, in my opinion, it starts to fail. After the initial configuration has paired with your devices, there are 3 white keys on the keyboard to select which device you wish to control. When pressed, an LED lights up to show the selected device, but then goes out after a few seconds. Presumably another power saving trick to reach that 3-year battery life, but one that leaves the user with no indication of which device is paired. The mouse has a single button to perform the same trick. Pressing it cycles through the 3 possible devices with a small LED indicator showing the current choice. As with the keyboard, the LED goes out after a short while, requiring an additional click to illuminate it before changing devices. Again, sadly, this highlights another failing in the design, since when paired with just 2 devices, the mouse still requires the user to cycle through all 3 options. So going from device 1 to 2 requires 2 clicks, but from 2 back to 1 requires 3 clicks. Logitech proudly declares that at last a mouse and keyboard that works together. However, in reality this is far from the case. Selecting a device on the mouse does not change the keyboard's paired device, neither does selecting a device from the keyboard. So swapping from one device to another requires both to be changed individually, and I frequently found myself with the mouse paired to the desktop whilst the keyboard was operating my laptop, and vice versa. The device is prominently advertised as being Bluetooth, but specifically is actually Bluetooth Low Energy, a newer standard, probably again chosen for that 3-year battery life, but which is not supported by many laptops. This means that you are likely to need both the tiny Bluetooth dongle which is supplied with the keyboard, and also a second or even a third dongle to support other devices which do not support this later version of Bluetooth standard, so check first and factor that additional cost in if required. The MK850 has a partially raised keyboard, and whilst this is very subjective, I found this, along with the general feel of the keyboard, to be its most annoying feature. After many years of software development and writing 3 books, I'm a fair typist, but with this keyboard I found myself consistently mistyping and most annoyingly inadvertently hitting the caps lock key. Speaking of which, the keyboard comes with the Logitech Options utility, which displays an annoying pop-up every time the caps lock or numlock key is touched. You should be able to disable this, but even when you do in their configuration, it still seems to come up. Logitech's Flow technology supposedly allows you to swap between systems by simply moving the mouse off the edge of the screen, and also to copy and paste text between devices. Whilst these features would be useful, I could actually get neither to work reliably, and overall the other issues I've mentioned here, along with basic issues such as the lack of a print screen key, coupled with my personal dislike of the keyboard feel, meant that I don't think it warrants the relatively high price tag, and sadly this one's going to be returned.